defeated, pushed into exile, left with no decision but to surrender and fight another day. Today's nation we're going to be playing as is Belgium. It's become a popular theme on my channel to play in exile and check out those mechanics and see if they're any good. And I have found something unbelievably spicy. As you know, I'm Feedback Gaming and I play games in unconventional ways. And I'm going to show you a way of playing Belgium in exile that gives you unlimited factories. That's right, you'll never have any issues with factories. However, you'll also not actually have a country. Make it make sense. And if you're not familiar, this is Hearts of Iron 4. Again, where you play a country in the 1930s. If you're familiar with Belgium and the 1930s, that's right, you were a speed bump. And this video will be no exception to that rule. We are going to become a speed bump again. And the most unconventional way of playing to get unlimited factories involves investing into the Congo. It's kind of funny because Congo has so many rich resources, so much labor potential, but it's untapped. And Congo can get very big and very strong, and we're going to help them by building inside of the Congo. It also has an extra advantage when we can reduce their autonomy and basically sap all of the resources directly from the Congo and exist even if Belgium does not exist. Belgium exists inside of my heart. But that's not even how you get unlimited factories. This is OP. The unlimited factories are off map. First of all, we have a bunch of divisions. Let's convert them all over. Next up, research-wise, let's go for a little bit of machine tools, a little bit of girder, and a little bit of radar. Factories-wise, we're going to go super heavy with a little sprinkle of trains and a little sprinkle support equipment. Wait, no, motorized. I told you I'll keep you on your toes. I hope you're paying attention. The people who are subscribed, you're always paying attention. I love you. National focus. We have to fix our corruptions by resigning the government. I'm starting to get the idea that the 1930s were a very chaotic time in the world for a lot of these nations that capitulated quite quickly. Austria, Czechoslovakia, Poland, the lowlands, France. It kind of feels like Germany had some kind of handicap. So the autonomy system, you see this? You're currently a colony. If you reduce it down, you can make it a puppet and then make it an integrated puppet. When you make an integrated puppet, when you create divisions with this nation, you'll be using the majority of this nation's manpower. So for instance, if I was to create a division with this one, you can see that most of the manpower is from the Congo, but you can see a third of it is from Belgium. We can reduce that down to a very, very small amount. The rest will be Belgian Congolese, but not for today. Soon. The government resigns. We need to form the national unity. Yes. And we immediately investigate the corruption charges, which gives us political power back. Very important at the start of the game. Also at the start of the game, it's also a really good idea to sell some convoys. So we will do that. We actually have a handful of planes as well. Do you know what, actually? Armies, they're overrated. Dismantle everything on the market. Now, the rule is you sell everything. However, you sell everything at a low price apart from convoys and guns, because those are the most sought after ones. So you tend to find that they will be more sought after, and meaning you'll gain the most gains from that. There you go. Swiss checks. There you go. Auto accept. Boom. And this will give us economic surplus, which gives a construction bonus, which is really good because we can develop the Congo at lightning speed. Talking about investing in the Congo, if you go all the way over here, we can do the heart of Africa. This one says it only can be done by the Congo because it's got the Congolese flag, but I can actually do this one for them. Okay, I don't think that's meant to be the case, but okay. Anyway, besides this, we have to fix our government, so let's do neutrality. The Bolivian Socialist Revolution, 1936. Is that historical? Dave has played South America so little, he doesn't even understand the events around that continent. Playing basic, so we're going to go concentrate industry. Tends to work better for minor powers and ones that are not developing very high for now. We are going to be working on mechanized, so I'm going to start working on that immediately. Very ahead of time. However, it's something we can take advantage of as we slowly migrate in that direction. The beautiful thing about the Congo is got access to lots of rubber, so that takes care of that. However, steel becomes a little bit of a problem, but we still get some. So when we invest into Congo more, it will become a lot more fruitful. But not now. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Here we go. We have more economic surplus than we can actually spend per day, meaning we can bank that for another day. Next up, we are going to send an attaché to the Republicans. However, we have not enough command power right this second, so we're just going to have to hold off for that for a little while. In the meantime, we're going to go for this guy that gives war support. End of the day, we just want war support. That's all we want, which gives us more command power, and it also gives us more ability to mobilize. We're going to get loads of ability to mobilize very soon. The defense bill, as well as getting rid of the corrupt government, will give us a big boost of like 30 war support, which will allow us to go partial mobilization. Easy. Sell more stuff. All on the market. Sell that at a high price. Oh, it remembers my old prices. Wow. And they immediately sell. I immediately, when I put them on the market, they sell straight away. Nice. Independent, neutral, and loyal, unlike your girlfriend. The treaty with France. What a great treaty. Not. The Quiet Royal, giving ticking political power and stability. Yes. At the start of the game, political power is a really important resource. As the game progresses, it becomes less important. But then at the very, very end of the late game, it becomes more important because it's the way you keep your stability and war support whilst you're in a big, long-provoked war. The defense bill, which gives war support, even though it says a minus number, it's removing it because you gain it. You know, these tooltips have never made a lot of sense, really. Unapproachable by the noobs. So, guns on the market. And we sell a lot. And they immediately sell. Wow. I never knew how well the guns sold. Be aware that a lot of these weapons you're producing at the moment, you can tap into later on. Because a lot of the time, no one buys trucks and very rarely buys trains. So for the most part, it's kind of a little bank account of weapons. You will be returning to that in future, so don't worry about it. The defense bill is... boom, done. 28% war support. You know what that means? We can go for partial mobilization. Very big because it allows us to develop inside of the Congo. Very important too. Increase the length of service, giving more recruitable population. Also very important. We also do limited conscription. Now, the way you play a democratic nation in Hoi 4, particularly one that doesn't have very high manpower, such as Belgium, you need to bank manpower somewhere. Okay, you need to put it into a unit. So therefore, when you get capitulated, because you've not access to your home states, because you banked it somewhere else, you can access it for later on. It's kind of an exploit. What am I talking about? It is an exploit. It is an exploit. So this increases our recruitable pop, and then for 180 days, you have a penalty, but it goes away anyway. So the earlier you do that, the better. All right, I think it's time to develop the Congo. The monetary reconstruction and then investments in the Congo. We have to go for that one because if you look, these have got Belgian flags underneath them, meaning that only Belgium can go for these. And some of the bonuses are incredible. You invest in the Congo, you will be paid dividends. The beauty of building inside of the Congo is you're reducing their autonomy. And therefore, you can integrate them more, getting more manpower from them and getting more factories from them. So it just becomes Belgium, but somewhere else. Belgium, but not as you know it. Partial mobilization. The economy has woken up. All right, so there are places inside the Congo that are juicier than others. I believe Elizabethville in the south is a good one. The way you find that out is you go either on the Congo focus tree or your focus tree, the bit that you share, and then look down here. So right now, this focus gives tungsten in Rwanda and Burundi. That's good, but not for now. I believe one of the spicier ones are rubber plantations, which gives you more rubber in specifically those ones. More rubber there as well. There's one that gives steel, and I'm trying to find it. You can't find it, just type steel. I thought that would work. Oh, the word steel doesn't actually appear. Oh, it's the mine here. It's in Elizabethville. Yeah, so build this in Elizabethville, and then build a civilian factory off the back of it. All right, there's a problem at home right now. There is an issue with corruption, so you need to fix that immediately by doing royal intervention. And that's the reason why you rush that, because the corruption scandal will appear at the end of 1937. So you need to deal with it immediately. Otherwise, you're going to take a big hit to your economy overall. Where is it? There you go. Collapsing government. Ticking weekly stability is incredibly bad in Hoi 4. It'll just catch up to you, and you'll have so low stability, you'll need to deal with it. Or deal with it now. So the historical path is the left path, which is the democratic guy, which you can form the EU. Amazing. Or you can do the right-wing paths here, which is these paths. Yeah, so you're going to appoint the left guy, Paul. Paul who gives stability. Nice. Okay, this is probably the only time in Hoi 4 where a new research slot is hidden, and it's this one, the Royal Military Academy. You would have never have thought this is a research slot, right? Boom, we can lower the autonomy. So, keep a close eye on this. Hover over the icon, tells you what you get. The ones you want to be focusing on are subject manpower requirements. So it's 70% right now. This will reduce it to 90%. So practically, when we make a division, only 10% of his actual Belgian manpower. Perfect. There's also extra trade to overload, which is 50%. This goes to 100%. So we're basically tapping into more resources inside of the Congo. So therefore, if we make a division now, you can see, look how many we can make before they run out of manpower. Who runs out first? Is it me or the Congo? Neither. There's unlimited manpower. I told you, the Congo's population is actually massive. Hey, selling guns on the market? What a smart idea. Plus artillery and plus other bits. Yeah. One thing that's always worth purchasing and making a little bit of are naval bombers. And you end up using those versus the Germans to hit their submarines. Otherwise, you're going to have a really hard time moving your fleet around oceans. So let's go for the range improvement, then for the airframe, then torpedoes, which we don't even know how a torpedo works. Then we make naval bombers. In that order. The Royal Military Academy giving a research slot. Sad part is a lot of these bonuses here do not take effect once you are in exile. Unfortunately, the focus tree locks out when you're in exile, which makes me super, super sad. Surely some of these could be trained abroad. They don't have to be directly things that need Belgium at home, but unfortunately they do. The Congo, investments, 35 days, 2 civilian factories in the Congo. And of course, we're integrating them as a puppet, so obviously all that comes back to us in the long run. What goes into the Congo comes back to Belgium. So we've got the range, we've got the plane, we need the engine, and then we need the torpedo. There's so much research, you know, if you've not very good Air Force. Congo investments, next one. We'll give some construction as well as political power. Does it make it very clear if these effects are affecting Belgium or Congo? You've got to read into the tooltip a little bit too much. Honestly, hand on heart, my personal take, I don't think it's the best way of doing it. You know, it's the steel that we want the most, so we need the CCI. The CCI requires the socially, generally, Belgium-y. Belgium, you've got such a funny language. All right, agency is important because you are going to be in exile and you are going to become the spy master and you have 10,000 spies you'll need to juggle. That's right, you will also need a little bit of support equipment too, because unfortunately support equipment and spies are tied in together to rescue them. It is what it is. Torpedoes next. Also, I just realized not only that, we also need aircraft construction. Oh, we already have that one. Okay. Oh, thankful. We do actually have that. Also, radar would be very useful, but unfortunately, that is a little bit too much for us to handle. We can't do that. Unless we can build one. No, we can't build one in the Congo. Okay. You can't build in your puppets, which is actually kind of a big nerf if you think about it, isn't it? Okay, this is getting a little bit stupid now. 23,000 economic surplus, just giving us a maximum construction bonus of 27%. That's almost the equivalent of 3 construction technologies. That is absolutely massive. Okay, just be aware, some of these focuses will increase autonomy for Congo. Now, that's okay because you're constructing inside of them, so their autonomy is going down. So if you're not familiar with autonomy, all it means is if it goes right, you're gaining autonomy, meaning you're gaining more independence until you fully become an independent nation on the right, or you go the left path, which you become more integrated with your master nation, meaning you're pulling resources and manpower from them to eventually the stage where you can annex them and integrate them, which is not really recommended. You're probably better off with an integrated puppet over annexing, just the way the game mechanics work. Anyway, the ones on the right here are ones that integrate them more inside of Belgium, these right focus. And if you look closely, like this gives ticking autonomy reduction, it loses autonomy by 250 points. You get the idea, right? Boom. It's a bit silly, but we're going to rush construction 3. Once again, we reached kind of a point in the game where we don't really have much that we need to go for anymore when it comes down to rushing ahead of time tech. Go for localized training centers and we can make German spies or Italian spies or whatever. Probably Germans are probably going to be the best ones. Once again, we're going to be fighting them abroad. So what I initially want to do is build some factories in a few states, and we're going to build some civilian ones. Then we build some mills. And then initially when we've got a foundation of civilian production, then we'll start making the mills off the back of it. Myos are a bit different. This one gives production output plus reduction of resources needed. Very strong. That one's pretty good too. Range and agility. Some of these are pretty spicy. Some of them do have requirements. And I'll be fair with you, I'm not overly invested in which ones I go into. But initially, production is really good, particularly because I am a smaller nation. S-Pills, then we hire a German double agent. I guess we put it into Germany, I guess. No, at the very start of the game, I think it's best not to invest your spies, because otherwise they're going to get captured and you're going to be investing support equipment into stuff. It's not going to be worth it. Air launch torpedoes. And we're just waiting for the airframe to be done, and then we can make our naval bomber. Did that work? Yes, it's reduced their autonomy. So therefore, there's more of these we can invest into. Oh! And immediately, Congo is actually going for the army of the Congo. Okay. I guess we can go for this one now, I suppose. This reduces their autonomy by another 100 days. My plan is, before World War II begins, is to get them down to an integrated puppet, which is this one. We are working our way down there anyway, but it's just going to take a bit of time. Production-wise, oh, it's a tough one. I think we can go for the production efficiency gain. Not something I usually do. However, I am going to be in exile, and actual firepower is not going to be my priority. I'll probably be using Lend-Lease guns from the Allies more than anything. Interrogation techniques next, then move on from there. All right, we need limited conscription. Let's go. We currently have 3% manpower, and it's currently going up. And the more manpower we've got deployed, the more we can use it as I mentioned before, as a piggy bank. Top that off as well, we really need our army guy too, so we're going to go for either defense or entrenchment, whatever. The basic small airframe is done, but the only issue now is we have no air XP. So we're going to have to hire an Air Force guy. Yep, do that. At the moment, because we're not really going to be fighting that much, I'm not really investing so much into raw damage. It's something I'll come back to at a later date. So, keep working on the industry. Industry. Next up, I always go for economic, army. I suppose naval and air force are actually worthwhile in this scenario. Yeah, I do air force. Gives a little bit more intel for those specific areas. So when we're going to fight against the Germans and the Italians, it just gives us a little bit of an extra edge. The exiled Austrians offer their service. Gain fascism or gain the Austrian Freedom Front. Okay. I believe it's a state modified just for this specific state. Yeah, it gives extra manpower, so I'll take advantage of that. So, select a plane. I'm going to go for the basic airframe. Upgrade the engine. Then we're going to slap on the dive brakes. And we're going to slap on the extra fuel tanks. And then we'll add a torpedo. And that requires... Oh, hang on. That's the wrong one. It's not dive brakes I want. It's the floats. There you go. Requires 12 XP. Too expensive. End of the day, you just want the distance to travel and to be able to do torpedo striking on enemy ships. That is the objective. 11 air XP and 12 air XP. Not overly invested into this, by the way. I'm just putting a single mil into it to begin with. Once again, they keep going for the focuses here that reduce their own autonomy. They're actually self-sabotaging. Okay. Yeah, this one's a bit different. This one adds autonomy for them. In that circumstance, I don't care. So we've kind of done that part of the focus tree anyway. Oh, this one reduces the autonomy by 250. It's only a 35-day focus. Nice. That lets me integrate them fully, and then I can start making my divisions, which I really want to do now. Top that off as well. We're going to go for army defense. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upgrades. I believe it's 5. And that gives you a +1 spy. At that point, there's just no more point getting more upgrades because it doesn't really matter. And then when we're becoming the allies, we can become the spy master, which will give us 1+ spy for every major power. At the very beginning, it's usually UK and France. But then you'll get United States too. So it's at least a minimum of 3. And then usually some of the Commonwealth countries become major powers. So therefore, they'll help you out as well. And devaluation, 55 autonomy. We're right on the cusp now. So in that circumstance, what I want to do is wait for that focus to complete 24 days. And then we can immediately integrate them into an integrated puppet. So in that circumstance, now I can just go for the steel. Cheap labor gains 250 autonomy. Not today. An extra spy. We are going to go for the German, but we need to wait for the cooldown for the event, for the decision here, to get another German double agent. That allows you to build a spy network 25% faster. And obviously the double agents know more about the country and more disguisable, so therefore it's better for you in the long run. There we go. We've got an integrated puppet. This is so good. And now if you hover over it, it'll tell you what you get. Manpower requirement is 100%, so we basically lose no manpower. That's insane. Okay, what we're going to do is proper heritage, and that allows us to create a horse division, a very big one. And the beauty of this, if you've not already guessed, is this is part of the exploit of banking manpower. I'll be fair with you, without these exploits and cheesy mechanics, I don't think it would actually be possible to play a nation in exile. It would be pretty tricky. No, not motorized. No, not motorized today. And boom. And we'll put it on reserve to remember. That'll be the bottom division. Then we train a bunch of those. We are going to need a few guns back from the market. We have kind of bloated the market here with Belgium guns, so we'll pull some of those back, and now we can actually train up those divisions. There you go, another spy double agent, and now we've got 2 spies. Good. Not going to use them once again because I want to focus on keeping them alive and taking advantage of spies that are not locked away. I want to actually use them. The position I'm in right now, I'm going to finish the infrastructure, finish that civilian factory, and then just make mills from this point. We're in 1938, the end of 1938, so we need to start getting a bit of industry because otherwise we'll have no industry when the war kicks off. Remember, we're going to lose all our industry at home. And at the moment, the industry is all located here. Look at all those civilian factories. And also here, and also here. So much industry. The Prince Leopold Mine. Yes. Everyone watching this video is like, man, you love the Congo, Dave, don't you? Investing so much into it. I know, right? One of the beautiful things about having spies as Belgium is you've got this guy. Elusive Gentleman is the normal name, but this one is an elusive mastermind. Look at this. +2 spies. Can't argue with that, can you? +2. There you go. 2 spies are queued up, waiting to recruit them. Okay, I think it's time to get rid of those guns off the market and take advantage of them myself. Don't mind if I do. Remember, the purpose of these divisions is to piggy bank manpower. To be fair with you, the best way of doing this, I've actually messed up, is to kind of make 1 battalion divisions, spam them out, and then it'll pull all the manpower from Belgium and put it in the Congo when I'm going to put them. You're a bit confused right now and you're like scratching your head. You're like, what the hell is Dave doing? What is this strategy? It's so weird. Trust me, it'll make sense in a moment. Boom, we recruit 100 of those, practically all of my manpower. And then what you do is you basically convert them over, right? I don't have any convoys, which is a really big problem. Might actually need to buy some convoys back off the market, which just feels really silly to do. Oh, here we are. We don't have a single naval dockyard. I guess we could build 1 here. I guess 1 here would actually be really big. Yeah, let's actually do that. We'll make one naval dockyard, and the purpose of that naval dockyard will be just to continuously produce convoys. It won't add a loads of convoys, but just enough to keep the economy going. The mine is now done, and I realized too that we can get rid of corruption by going for this, but this is so many focuses down. And the issue is when you've been annexed by another nation, you have no option to do any of these focuses, so your corruption is now permanent. Gee, thanks, Paradox. Let's get rid of some of our gold reserves. Sell them off. It'd be kind of cool if the economic surplus could be used as a currency. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Because that'd be very exploitative. Haha, the best way I like to play. I think because this is going to take so many weeks until April the 1st, 1939, I think what happens is next delay, I'm going to cancel it off, and then I'll start production of the buildings that I'm making here. End of the day, the construction bonus is what I need anyway. Options to spend your political power if you've invested your gold reserves. This one gives welfare state, which gives political power. Very good reward, but you can't do them more than once. And there's also another one here that gives construction speed. Both of these are very strong. So what are the issues? Language barriers, losing your stability and war support. That's not a big deal because you've got a decent amount anyway. You pushed it up. Next up, we've got issues with corruption, which is painful, but surprisingly, the stability is not a problem. Economic downturn, hurting output as well as your consumer goods. The output's the worst one there. And then the rest are doing a little bit better. We're getting there slowly. The only problem with excavation is it only affects nations that you directly own. So this will not benefit the Congo. It's only land that you directly own. So going for these is a complete waste of time. Here we go. Building mills in the Congo. It's insane you're getting 150 political power for clicking that. A mistake has been made, guys. You should really go that one a lot earlier. Oh well, lesson learned. Mechanized is now done. And immediately start working on those straight away. 100 divisions. Send them to Africa. Not as punishment, though. They're doing it in their own accord. So the double agent, we now have 3 spies. And I guess the 4th one, we can make that someone who's tough. Why not? It's 1939, and I have 4 spies. Progress. Work on the raw guns. Work on the raw artillery. It is something we're going to focus on. You tend to find that the Allies will produce a lot of support equipment, a lot of guns, and a lot of regular artillery. They don't seem to make a lot of AA, though, or tanks, or mechanized. So you need to make those at home. Okay, making infrastructure here is going to be worthwhile. Because as you can see, there's a lot of resources here. Rubber is never going to be a problem as the Congo-Belgiums. So as you progress down the focus tree for Congo, the dual focus tree, you unlock new tiers. I believe it works as you need to complete a set number of focuses above it to progress down the next one. It's 4, I think it's a few for this one. Actually, no, this one's just this one. And then this one requires 14 above it, or 14 overall. Anyway, regardless, this one gives steel. We need steel at war. Steel is your number primary resource when you're going to be at war. Anyway, we said we are going to make a more ideal division template, didn't we? So we're going to duplicate this and then save it. Yeah, and that's going to be our new copy. The new Congo army. Make that elite. And then we're going to add on infantry. So what we're basically going to do to begin with is just make a raw, regular old division. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be special. It's just going to be super regular. And then we're going to pump a bunch of these out. So as you can see now, when we recruit this, the Belgian manpower is 103 and the Congo manpower is 10,000. And I have full control of them, being Belgium. This is also a strategy you can do as India, as Britain, obviously. You make them an integrated puppet and then you just basically go with Indian manpower, which is pretty OP. Recruit the boys. Mechanize. They're a thing. Get the upgrades. At this point in time, having things on the market is actually kind of a waste of time. So we're going to pull them off the market now and just reflect on how much equipment we've got. We've kind of overbuilt trains a little bit, but it's nice to have like an emergency fund of trains. Oh, damn, we're making mechanized. Lack of resources, need rubber. This is where it's kind of confusing. We have to import the rubber from ourselves to give it back to ourselves. However, this will give the Congolese autonomy. So it's kind of a battle between reducing their autonomy more than they're gaining. But if you're building inside of the Congo, it should be going down more than it's going up. Some cool focuses here. All about gaining you more factories, infrastructure. Oh my goodness, 2 civies there. 2 civies there. Yeah, that's really good. Building slots is a big deal too, because remember, you've developed the infrastructure, you need to build off the back of that. You are going to run out of building slots in the Congo as well, because you have no control of them developing extra ones. Don't worry about the factories, because unlimited factories is coming. I didn't lie to you, it is actually coming. This video is 100% not clickbait. And you can reward me with a subscription when I show you it. Because you'll be like, Dave, you're setting the bar too high. It's not going to be very good. Oh, you'll see. Another episode of Dave doesn't usually do this, but we're going to go for the more advanced small airframe. You should try and go through with the basic airframe for the rest of the game, but not today. We'll auto-upgrade it too. Question time. Will I be defending Belgium? Remember, I play games in unconventional ways, okay? No ordinary strategies today, thank you. Also, the improved torpedo, which gives extra targeting and naval attack. Big torpedo. is better than small torpedo. Please subscribe to this channel if you have a large torpedo. Artillery. Stop making it. Just a little bit, though. 1 mil will do. Okay, Germany. What have you done? Hey, what happened to Austria? Hey, what happened to Czechoslovakia? Hey, guys, I'm getting the impression the Germans might not be the good guys here. Purchasing commission, and then we go for this one. Actually gives 2 building slots plus 1 factory per state. Which, if you look closely now, Belgium Congo has 16 civies and 1 mill and 1 naval dockyard. That is actually pretty good. I unfortunately don't have access to that naval dockyard, though. I built it, but they've not given it back to me. Remember, we only gain a percentage of their factories, and I presume if they've only got 1, that means we gain none. Also be aware there are some state modifiers, like this one is giving you extra construction. This one is loyal to the Free Congo. Nice. Yeah, so there are specific modifiers is affecting certain buildings, like do not build in Rwanda or Burundi because it's got a penalty to construction. All right, we're in a position now. We can build steel in that region. Yeah, I'll do that and build mills off the back of it. This is one of those instances where building infrastructure is not actually worth it. So we'll build just the one. Yeah, this is the one instance where it's not actually worth it. You're building too much infrastructure before you gain the factories from it, so it's not actually worthwhile in the long run. Anyway, we have divisions now. Proper divisions. Exercise to level 3. The first divisions. How many more can we train? Another 6? Yeah, why not? At least we're going to have some kind of army at the start of the game. But remember, all of these are Congolese manpower. And they've got a lot of manpower because, well, it's Congo, you know? So I'll give you an example of what the exploit I'm about to do is. I'll give you a sample. Is convert all these to the big division. So we're converting from teeny weeny little one to big lad. And you can see I lose all my manpower because it's basically convert them to the big one. But what I've done here is I've made a piggyback of manpower in this said location. So we're pulling the manpower from Belgium and pulling it towards the Congo. So that means when we lose all our land, we don't actually lose any manpower. I'm going to convert it back to for now, though, because I don't want to confuse the game. Then again, I'm about to lose some of my land. So maybe actually it's the best time to do that, actually. Yeah, now I think about it, that is the best time to do that. Okay, off we go. Manpower's gone up and it's going to go down again. Meanwhile, Germany invading Poland. But, Mr. H, you promised peace. Not today, lad. Not today. Congo's place in the world, and this gives a huge amount of resources. It's basically pulling resources from Congo because Congo's now become this big bastion of resources and giving it to you as Belgium. Anti-air is something we'll make and invest into. Not immediately, but soon. All right, we've run out of building slots. Oh, no lie. No. But we will have to build some more there and there as well. So we'll have to build some in Rwanda at some point. It's not ideal, but remember, it's low on the priority list due to the fact that the construction penalty is so low. Bonuses. All right, we have army experience. I don't like to spend it all in one go, but this is the one exception to that rule. Making mechanized half price is amazing. So I'll do that immediately. And that just doubles the production of mechanized. Mechanized are amazing because they increase the hardness of the division by a massive amount, meaning they only take damage from hard attack, which once again makes a huge difference the amount of damage you can capably do. It's a biggie, okay? Don't take it for granted. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. Okay, so this one's pretty good. 20% reduced consumer goods. However, the issue with Belgium is you've got so many consumer goods reductions throughout your entire focus tree and your national spirits. It doesn't really touch the surface. You may gain 1 civilian factory from this, so it's not good in the long run. However, the juicy one is steel. But this one is also juicy too. This is like catch-22. Be honest with you, because at this moment I'm not having any issues with steel or oil, I think I'm going to just ignore that one for the time being. I think it's oil, the one I'll go with, but it's one of those reactionary ones. I'm basically going to go for it when I need it. It's really cool to have these, by the way. This is really smart by the developers, having the ability to produce resources by selecting a designer. 4 divisions, deploy them, and we actually have a proper army now, 15 divisions. Be aware, though, supply is pretty bad, so we're going to motorize priority, and we have enough trucks and trains to do that. Plus, we'll hire a dude. He'll do. Plus, we'll hire a field marshal. And he'll do. You know why I've selected this guy, right? That's right. Logistics Wizard is just too damn strong. We have better torpedoes, but we don't actually have the plane for it. But in the meantime, we'll add the bigger torpedo. So right now you can see this does 12 attack. This one does 17 attack. And the target is 4 and 8. Target is basically accuracy. The most likely it will hit a ship. The difference between the regular torpedo and the big torpedo is huge, okay? 100% more accurate, almost 50% more damage. Once again, if you have a medium torpedo or larger, feel free to subscribe to this video. Come on, don't be ashamed. Congo's place in the world. This is the path you go down if you're Congo, if you want to declare independence, okay? But we're going to nip that one in the bud, okay? And you can do that by doing the Congo Free State. However, that annexes the Congo, and that limits your ability to build inside the Congo because it's no longer core state anymore. Therefore, you lose a lot of manpower. So it's not really worth it in the long run. It feels like the practical option to do because you don't really have a Belgium, and then creating a Belgium in the Congo is the way forward. However, no manpower is a problem. However, overseas Department of Belgium is the way forward. You will get a new special autonomy law, which will give you extra civilian factories and military factories directly from the Congo. So, more industry, basically. Do it. This will permanently make it a puppet, though, and you cannot annex it. This is the Dominion of Congo, which is basically a more autonomous one. I don't even know why you would do this. Anyway, regardless, if you've completed this one, they can't do the Republic, meaning they can't declare independence, meaning you are ours permanently. You are here forever. Also, very important to mark the non-Congo army as elite. Elite basically just means is all equipment will go to these divisions first. Otherwise, all the manpower and equipment will be fed into these divisions. They're basically the sponge divisions. Fascists in government. At the moment, I really don't care. We have a lot of political power right now, so I think it's time to spend it. We'll also do war props for actual more war support. This gives a big bonus of plus 10 war support over 90 days, which can be useful because it can stack whilst you're at war, whilst you've been declared on. And if you are defending in a war, you get plus 30 war support anyway. So we're practically going to cap our war support anyway. Germany's now doing Norway and Denmark. That means our fate is about to be sealed. So, because these divisions are classed as overseas, because they're not connected land as a part of Europe, these divisions will not be deleted on the capitulation of Belgium. The only other way you could get around this is if they were in maybe, I don't know, the United Kingdom or Norway, because this would be part as an interconnected part of Europe. What is considered overseas and local is kind of strange. It's these own game definitions of why, but this is definitely overseas, so you won't lose it. And this is the reason how you play in Exile. You've got to have your troops overseas so you can actually function. Oh no, someone's justifying us. I wonder who it could be. Todantier. Definitely required because the Axis have got a lot of air power. All right, Germany has declared war on the Netherlands and France and Luxembourg. Luxembourg has been annexed. The Overseas Department of Belgium is here. Now we have access to way more resources because we're pulling it directly from the Congo. But as you can see here, because you've completed the Congo Free State, you've decided that Congo should exist permanently as an integrated part of Belgium. Unfortunately, no longer can actually annex the Congo, which is kind of sad that that's hard-coded that way. But it is what it is. Be aware of this. Funds focus is important because this will also give you more civilian and military industry, so take advantage of that as well. So what you're doing is you're making the Belgium Congo so integrated with Belgium, but without actually getting that full independence. So all of the industry and all the resources go to Belgium, even though Belgium is not a thing. Unknown sympathies. And we have been declared on. We are going to join the Allies now. And now we are part of the Allies. Make sure you pause here. This is super important because you are going to cap immediately. Look at all these Germans approaching. They're coming, boys. Then what you're going to do is approach Britain and be like, you know what? This war is not going in our favor, so we're going to have to give you all of our stuff. And you're basically going to give it all away. All of it once. All of it once. All of it once. If you're not familiar, this is an old exploit. So when you get capitulated, half of your equipment gets given to the person who capitulated you. I think it actually might be 80%. It's very, very high. What this means is when you get capitulated, you'll still retain all of your equipment. As long as it's not been 28 days, because after 28 days, that equipment will be moved towards the United Kingdom. But now it gets held in some kind of imaginary limbo, a reserve bank account of Lend-Lease. All right, the kings have surrendered. Continue the fight, or the kings will. We are actually going to surrender. If you're in a faction, you'll be able to continue to fight as a government in exile. Belgium completes its focus as the king surrenders, and this gives access to the focus tree of this one. The king surrenders, another focus tree locked away at the very bottom. Two options here. The left path is kind of a democratic path, I guess historical path, and the right path is kind of this ahistorical monarchist path where King Leopold II forms an absolute monarchy, I guess, and becomes a field marshal as well, which is kind of cute. Our fate is sealed. We have been capped. And now that imaginary bank account of equipment can be given back to us. Boom. And also the Allies would like to give us guns. You know what? I'll accept that as well. Now, the big issue you're going to run into now is you have no convoys. And probably your supply situation is not going to be very good. Actually, no, it's just the convoys, actually. Right now, we're having issues with fuel, too. So I am going to go with my gut on this one and go for the oil energy company, which basically makes oil appear out of nowhere. Speaking of out of nowhere, we now have the ability to get factories in exile. I'll let this focus complete first, but then we'll start progressing down unfit and to resign. Then we can start strengthening our government by going for legitimacy. Actually, that's a 35-day focus. How many days do we lose? 6. It's nothing. Unfit to reign. We need a new king of Belgium. When every part of your focus tree seems to revolve around monarchies. Nice. Anyway, we actually do have an army, and we get to use it immediately. Now, this is good because it gives us legitimacy. And you know what? Hand on heart, now I think about it, legitimacy doesn't actually really matter for Belgium because there's no part of the focus tree that's locked behind anything due to having low legitimacy. But I want to get the legitimacy up because big number is good, right? This is how the exile mechanics used to work. They're honestly, the legitimacy only really matters for Britain because he gets exiled air wings as well as manpower from Belgium. I don't really get how it benefits me in exile. I don't get that. You can also hire generals as well when you get higher legitimacy. That allows you to have an attack bonus against the person who capitulated you. Just get everyone into position. Currently having issues with convoys. If we press F4 here, we can see lots of issues moving back and forth. Technically, the capital of our country is London at the moment. When you don't have access to any land and you're a government in exile, that's you become based in the capital of the nation that is the leader of that said faction, in this case, the Allies. So we're going to attack here just to see what impact we're going to have. So right now, we don't have any legitimacy. 0, and we're attacking. And this may not actually gain us legitimacy because these are technically Congolese divisions. So I'm starting to think this might not actually... Oh, hang on. Wait, no. I have to click it off, click it again. No, it's still 0. So I've got a sneaky suspicion this is actually gaining just autonomy for the Congo. Yeah, I think it actually is. Oh, it's giving us a lot of autonomy too. Ooh. Ooh, this is actually something I've not calculated. This is the big downside to this strategy. Maybe the plan for this is just actually use my own manpower. We now have 381,000 manpower. Yeah, I'm starting to get the impression that actually the right path for this now is to make my own Belgium divisions. And the issue is you will lose manpower as you are playing. But the problem right now is we're losing way too much autonomy. I pause for a second right now. Yeah, they need to tweak this autonomy system because you're getting way too much. Oh, hang on. Master has capitulated plus 500 autonomy. Ah. Contribution to war score plus 61. Exporting to overlord plus 51. Okay. Oh, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Okay, we've upgraded all the old planes. We've got big fat torpedoes. We're going to go for this boy. And then we're going to add on the extra fuel tanks. Ah, that puts us over weight. Ah. Could we maybe do drop pods instead? Drop tanks? Oh, that massively puts us overweight. Hang on a minute. Drop tanks weigh more than fuel tanks? Oh, they do, yeah. Oh, that really sucks. I think the problem is because the chassis weighs more overall, you need the bigger engine overall to be able to do this. So we could have extra fuel tanks, but we'd have to put bigger engines on. And we're increasing the cost from 26 to 26. So therefore, we just doubles the price of it. So it's not actually worth it. Ah, that sucks. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. This one says Secretaries General gains +2 off-map civilian factories. Then it lists a bunch of states. Oh, and it changed the occupation law. Okay, that's kind of cool, but we'll come back to that. This is the focus we need because this one gives us access to the decisions that we've been meaning to invest into. In the meantime, what are we doing? Oh, that's right. We're building more inside the Congo. Once again, this is reducing the autonomy. So I'm kind of attacking very lightly here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start making my mechs. Could do like an 18 worth mech, I can imagine. Probably can't make that many though, which is going to be the problem. 1, 2... 24 width, yep. It's going to have anti-air, it's going to have artillery just for an extra bit of bite to it. And nothing else. 80 XP, and that's all I have, so I guess it's going to be 80 XP. Hang on, can we actually deploy this division? Where does it get deployed? Does it have to be deployed in London? Yes, it does. Ah, shit. That actually is not very good, because I have to transport it now from the UK back to the Congo or Africa or wherever we're going to be fighting. That is a bit of an issue. Okay, at this point, I have to be careful. So I've got the steel, which is good. I do have the rubber, which is good. And I do have the aluminium, which is good. All the resources I need to maintain myself, I have. However, now I'm becoming heavily reliant on my puppet. I'm in a situation where their autonomy start to get higher. And then as they increase their autonomy, they're going to increase their ability to break away from me and gain their resources back, which is not good for me. It's kind of strange that we're using the civilian factories as the Congo and then reinvesting back into the Congo. So it's almost like the only thing they're losing is their ability to designate where they're building things. You are now under Congo administration. Anyway, we'll go for the big engine. With the big engine, we'll be able to go for the big range, improved naval bomber. Government in exile. Here we go, boys. Now, this is the part of the video you've all been waiting for. I did not lie to you. First thing we'll do is improve relations with Britain. It's already high relations anyway due to being in the same faction, same fire, and same ideology. Now, we have the ability to request a factory from the United Kingdom. 2, to be precise. Cost 50 political power. Boom. Now, after 30 days, you'll gain those additional factories. Easy. I want to give Paradox a good thank you for this. Thank you for this. You actually have something to do when you're in exile, which is always one of the big problems of being in exile. However, this is going to give us something more than we bargained for. It's beginning, guys. Soon. So one of the things we're running into right now is we have no convoys. So we're having to import goods from our own colony back to the UK to produce them in the UK to send them back to the Congo again. Oh, that hurts my head. Anyway, go to Britain, say, Britain, we need convoys badly because we're having supply bottlenecks. And then they'll say yes, and they'll give us 30? Okay. No from the United States. Anyone else up for giving us one? No. Raj has got any convoys? Okay, all right, we're getting the pattern. It's only the UK. Maybe Free France? Where is Free France? Ah, Chromium Island. They usually have convoys. They do. Yeah, probably more than they actually need, being the fact that they're in exile. And now as we get more convoys, I guess we could buy more convoys as well, couldn't we? 80 convoys from the United States. Buy all. And unfortunately, due to the fact we've not got convoys to deliver convoys, we can't have convoys delivered. Make it make sense. To this day, the convoy system has always been a little bit like, okay, we can convert these divisions to the mechanized ones we're making. Ah, and that bypasses the problem we've run into. Oh, that's perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, convert to mech. These divisions now go back to Congo land. No disrespect, love Congo land. And now put these guys on the front line. United Kingdom agrees. We gain +1 off-map civilian factory and +1 off-map military factory. And now we have immediately got the ability to do that again. I think you can see where this is going, right? Political power, only 50, gets turned into 2 factories. Right now we have 29. Remember that number, because we'll come back to that later. Okay, an airport in the Congo. Not our best location, but we need some kind of airport because we have no access to no airports. So build that up, takes no time. And the first one has arrived. There we go. 2 air wings. I don't know why they have to be separate air wings, though. Can you just merge them up? Guess not. And exercising the day to minimize casualties. Because there are naval bombers. The flexibility of that is we have the ability to destroy convoy raiders. So therefore, we have the ability to move across the coastline a little bit more freely. And that's kind of the whole purpose of these navs. To be fair, that's the only purpose of these navs. Okay, we're in a good situation here because I've just realized you can convert these divisions into the ones we actually need. So what we're going to do is destroy these divisions, pull off. We'll go with 4 to begin with. Don't convert these on the front line because these are completely different divisions of different nationalities and manpowers. These will cause the strength to go down to 1%. But now they're at 1%, we can restore them. If they get attacked, though, that means they'll immediately get disintegrated. We just have to wait for the mechanized to be delivered. We are going to have to produce a little bit, but we'll be in a position where we actually have mechanized divisions. Oh, let's do this one again. And all the other Congolese divisions can go back to Congo. So just to confirm, the equipment that we actually need is just mechanized. Okay, that's good. And now we've got some convoys, and now we can import the resources that we need, and we can start producing the equipment that we actually need. So in this circumstance, we just don't need the trains anymore. We don't need the motorized. We've produced enough, which will be allocated on to the mechanized division. Now we need more steel, and we just need to wait for more convoys to be able to do that. Is the Lend-Lease from Britain still on the way? Nope, it's arrived, and we ask for more. There is kind of a weird bug here too, that if you keep asking for convoys from Britain and maybe sometimes France, they will always keep giving you. They're going to give me 0.25 convoy, basically a fraction of a convoy. 2 convoys. Okay, I'll accept that. The United Kingdom agrees again. This is also giving me legitimacy as well, which gives me access to Belgiumese generals, which have the exile trait, which means we gain free attack against Germany. All right, these guys are training up, still requiring deliveries. Feel like we still have an issue with production on mech. 0.5 armor. Okay, that's not enough armor to do the Maya upgrade, so let's not do that. So right now, if you hover over the convoys, it says only 25% of your convoy requirements are being given, and the rest is from trade. I presume that means trading of resources to us. Could be wrong about that. But regardless, we're pumping out some convoys at numbers now, and the resources are flowing in, so that's good. Meanwhile, building slots have just opened up. Boom, boom. Build at the top with the highest level of construction. So this is the reason why you don't really build any convoys in this game. Just keep asking Britain for more convoys. And also France. Let's click on the Philippines. Philippines and France, what's the difference? And another 4 from France as well. Good. So this latest version, it's important to attack Germany or the Axis in some way, shape, and form. Because late game, the Soviet Union gets demolished by Germany. Seems to be a recurring theme with this patch. They may have buffed Germany, wink wink. And due to that reasoning, if the Soviet Union falls, Germany can never be defeated. So you, as lowly Belgium, well, in exile, must defeat someone and weaken the Allies somehow to make a meaningful difference. And there is a really easy way of doing that. Do you know how that's done? That's right. You attack Italy. You make them have a civil war, and that means they'll lose half of their divisions. So that means they'll lose 100 divisions, basically, and that will affect their ability to win their little wars around the world. Primarily, Barbarossa. Oh, what's this? Extra factories? Click it again. We now have 37 factories. Hey, have you seen where this is going now? First attack with mechanized, and I believe you only have to make very little attacks in. You gain lots of legitimacy. 13 legitimacy, and we're pushing here. 13. 25! I told you. It's a bit insane, really, isn't it? Like, you don't have to participate that much to gain legitimacy. So at this level, recruitment's available for the United Kingdom. So that doesn't benefit us. So why would I do that? Anyway, national focuses. There are a bunch of focuses we can focus on. However, Congo's going to do all these focuses for us, so I don't care about those. Meanwhile, we can just fix some, not all, but some of our economic problems. So let's go for that. Oh yeah, we've got spies and we're not actually using them. Become a spy master. Boom. Spies. We are going to put those spies into Italy. I did talk about defeating the Italians, didn't I? And I wasn't messing around. I know most of them are German, but we'll be using as a part of Germany later on. Trust me, I'm not going to forget. Meanwhile, new plane with bigger engine allows more range. Range is super big on naval bombers because you are moving over very large sea zones. Your ability to move, as you can see, is a bit limited. Like, let's bomb the Gulf of Guinea. I'm like, well, actually, not the Gulf of Guinea. Just this sliver here. Yeah, of course, that's not going to make much of a difference. Right, we're going to make an attack here. Once again, just for the purpose of grinding a little bit of legitimacy. Oh, we're at 35 now. We've unlocked the ability to go for exiled German leaders. Or Belgium leaders. And we can go for this guy. So he will do additional defense and attack when owning exiled divisions, which are these ones. And he will also get a bonus attack against ones that capitulated your nation, which in this case is the Germans. Yes. 45% legitimacy. The next one is the ability to use exiled manpower for air wings. Once again, another one that doesn't benefit us. At least we got the generals. I am thankful for that. We make a push. And quite an effective push too. So it looks like the more legitimacy gain, the more generals you have access to. So we got another one. Here we have got this guy, which is an infantry leader. Technically, mechanized aren't considered infantry. They're mobile infantry. Oh, so this one gains you a leader. And this gives you another leader. Okay, all right, I'm starting to see a pattern here now. Oh, this one gives you another one. Okay, all right. So technically 3 of these out of the 5 does benefit you. I remember fighting in combat is actually worth it too. So they upgrade from greenies to regulars. So at least they're going to have a little bit more bite to them. When they attack, when they do damage, they hit just a little bit harder than they would normally. And also the Italians have taken northern Egypt. That's really bad. Also another opportunity to find convoys. It'd be nice if they just gave me the requirement of convoys, all of them in one go, wouldn't it? Instead of like drip drying us tiny little bit amounts of convoys, you could just give us the full 100 that we need, right? Okay, France has run out of convoys, okay. The United Kingdom agrees to give us factories. Give us more. Where are these factories coming from? I have not the foggiest idea, but I'm definitely not going to complain. Oh no. Something to plan for in the future. Transport ships, and also plan for the extra damage potential that we're going to be dealing. Don't forget your soft attack. Soft attack is a big dealio. Another exiled leader. This gentleman, who's not very good, so we'll not take advantage of that guy. And then we have maxed out our legitimacy practically. But the way it would normally work is if you were playing as the UK, which is holding Belgium in exile, is you gain more access to manpower from Belgium. However, it's so micro-intensive. It's something I don't technically do, so I won't ever take advantage of that. Anyway, war economy is a good one. You can also do import propaganda films, but I'm going to hold on to my political power because I want to do it for that event that I'm going to be clicking. Also, extensive conscription is not very helpful to you because you're going to be getting manpower from local core states. You have no core states, so that would do nothing for you. That would also be pretty pointless. All right, the boys are in position. Staff office plan. That's entrenchment. 3, a 2, and a 1. Boom. See, with the max hardness from this division, their ability to deal damage to us is not very good because the divisions that the allies, well, the AI makes tend to be very good when it comes down to the production. So at the start of the game, I believe the United Kingdom starts with 1,000 convoys. So you can just keep clicking them over and over again. Let's have a look how many convoys they've got. They have 777 right now. So yeah, you have access to quite a few. Also, we're running out of fuel, which really sucks. Oh man, I thought we would have more fuel, enough to operate our mechanized, but technically we don't. Okay. The Congo does not have any oil. That's one thing it doesn't have. The United Kingdom is willing to give us a little bit of oil. Is that enough to keep us going? Oh, it is! Just one oil from the UK. Technically, we're not actually based in the Congo, remember. We're based at London. So if we recast for resources from London, it doesn't have to travel anywhere, so we get it without needing convoys. Hence the reason why I chose to do that to begin with. Okay, we need cavalry leader. We're working towards it because mechanized armored bro is the one we need. And I think eventually, if this guy becomes good enough, we can make him a combined arms specialist, which gives big attack bonuses, big ones. And we've maxed our legitimacy too. Oh, front lines are doing something weird right now. But this is good because when we win this front line, we can help in Egypt, and then before we can turn the war around in Libya. So I am actually contributing to this war, even though I am Little Belgium. We have hit the 50 factory mark, even though our country does not exist. Don't forget that. We don't exist. We're not real. Belgium is not real. Belgium only exists inside of my heart. Okay, we're almost done with the issue with convoys. So once again, we're reaching the point now. We're actually breaking even on convoys. That's really good for us. Oh, never mind. UK has counterattacked in Egypt. You know, it's funny because this front line actually was one that did move back and forth quite aggressively as well. There was a point where the UK pushed all the way to Tripoli and then got repelled back when the Germans joined and helped them out, and then got pushed all the way to El Alamein. So the front line here was very boomerangy, put it that way. Anyway, another push. Once again, we can push. The damage we do is quite low. However, we will eventually break them because it's lowlands, which is good for mechs. Plus, we have high hardness. And you can see here the damage we're doing is quite high. UK is busting into Sicily, which is really good to see. I don't mind if I take Sicily or if the UK takes Sicily. I really don't care. End of the day, as long as the Italians are defeated, I am happy. United Kingdom agrees. The focus that's really worth your time is develop infrastructure, adds extra building slots inside of the Congo. And right now, we've reached peak Congo. We've run out of places to build. You've never heard that before, have you? Peak Congo. Probably the most difficult place in the whole game to fight because you have to fight in ports, and the ports are based in mountains. Once again, pushing in these regions very difficult. Get them in position, max that planning, well, for some reinforcements. 3, a 2, and a 1. Come on, guys, don't attack that. Go here. And there we go. Reinforce on the front line. And might be enough to break them. No. Once again, breaking mountains is quite a difficult thing to do. And the amount of losses we've taken right now is quite high. Whoosh! Alright, all 4 divisions now. Pushing that front line. Concentrating the firepower. Sided with Great Britain. Initial divisions that we're breaking are good. However... Is that it? I don't know, actually. Okay. We tried. We are contributing. This is what a contribution looks like. We've also run out of fuel as well, so we're going to have to double up on fuel from the UK, which is further hurting our economy. Realize without an actual economy, an actual nation, we don't have actually any way to store fuel, have we, as well? Where is this fuel even going? I guess it's stored in some kind of warehouse in London. All right, 2 more divisions. We're going to convert the Congolese ones. Realize due to the mechanics and how they've not been tweaked in a very long time, it is not really a good idea to use the government in exile troops. Oh, we're learning more about government in exile as we go. If they built it down here to build naval dockyards inside of the Congo, which is very good because we get access to those. Oh, never mind. The Allies actually broke this front line. That's good. And we can go for a push. Now they're encircled. They suffer from the encirclement penalty, which is a massive 30% defense and attack penalty. Plus, there's no way they can run, so you can keep pushing them even though it shows a red bubble and that you're actually losing. But you're not actually losing. The game's lying to you. You're not losing. You're winning. You're winning. Meanwhile, winning, the UK pushing Tripoli. And also winning, are you a subscriber? Now, the subscribers to this YouTube channel are the winners in life. Winning is just a single click away. Boom! Done! East Africa has been liberated. Meanwhile, North Africa is still a work in progress. Let's move to Benghazi first. One of the issues with the mechs too is because they've got very low reliability. Because I've made the production cost so low, is we're losing a lot of them in high rate. It's one of the sacrifices to make. It's reliability versus production cost. I think in the long run, production cost is better, but it is what it is. Another factor as well is we've improved radar tech, which I believe does give an option to go for radio technology. No, it's locked behind radar. It's these ones. Okay, no, so we don't have access to that, unfortunately, unless we get radar tech, which we don't have anywhere to build a special facility, and we don't have anywhere to get breakthroughs. Do we have breakthroughs? Yes, we have 2 in air and 2 in land. Anyway, expand the seaport. All right, the boys in position here. Supply status is a little bit mixed. Issue we're going to find here is the supply is absolute crap. So we're going to have to build a port here. However, the building of this is going to be ultra slow. Corruption minus 5%. Just can't get away from corruption, can you, Belgium? All right, boys are here now. Exercise to level 3. There's no point moving into here. The supply is just too bad. Until you can build a port here, it's a complete waste of time. Oh yeah, doctrines. That's the thing. Military theorists. Because we've gone from simple mech build, you want to double the damage you're doing by going for planning. So we go down the left path. And we're going to need logistics focus as well. 4 more mechs. The United States has joined the faction. Will the United States give us the blessing of convoys? 30 convoys! And can I milk it by doubling up from the UK? An extra 13. Nice. What tends to happen is, because you've requested convoys from so many nations, they'll give you the amount that you're missing. Like, if you're missing 10, they'll give you 10. But then if you ask it from every single member of the allies that's willing to give it, you can get 30 in one go. And the allies are like, we've given them too much. Because we've all simultaneously rewarded with them the same thing. Which at the end of the day isn't really a bad thing, is it? Not for you anyway as a player. But you can see now with Mechanized 1, you're producing 30 of these per day. And I believe that's like 1 battalion of mech per day, isn't it? 1 battalion of mech is 40. So yeah, basically almost 1. Almost. Okay, do we have access to naval dot lads? Yes, we do. Hang on, no, we don't. So it seems to... okay. This is where it's so weird, these mechanics. So they give you a proportion... Oh, look, Congo's given us 17 convoys. So they give you a proportion of civilian factories and military factories, but not naval dockyards. So the naval dockyards they've got right now are just producing convoys. Then I can request those convoys and then give them back to me. Every member will gain Brown Water Expert, which grants extra infantry attack over rivers, 10%, 20% for defense. Okay. There's also jungle fighting here, which is quite useful. Jungle Pioneers. Cool. Also forgotten about my Exile government stuffs. This gives more intelligence, which is very useful for my intelligence-based build. We have someone who's been thrown in prison, so we want to get that guy rescued. Okay, they unfortunately repelled the attack in Sicily. Well, I'm going to be making a comeback there anyway. The guys have all arrived. Put them here. And we can break Tripoli now because we've got a port built here. I guess what we could do is double down by building a railway that connects all of North Africa. Yep. 27 railways in total. How long is it going to take to finish? 47 days. Okay, that's not that much. You know, on hindsight, that actually is very cheap for how much a railway would cost for that said region, wouldn't it? If you really think about it, you know? Now, you guys are in position. Max that planning bonus. Off you go. Oh my god, a knife through butter. Once again, it's not the damage of the division here that's winning, remember. What's winning here is the hardness of the division, their inability to deal damage to you. So if I reduce the enemy's attack by 100% and I'm doing 100% of my damage, of course I'm going to repel them significantly quicker because of the difference of damage. It's kind of the way how hardness works. Hardness is very effective against the AI because the AI just makes really bad divisions when it comes down to the hardness of them. To be fair though, no one plans for hardness. They kind of built that within tank divisions. But regardless, here we go. We have mopped all that up. Final division and counted. The Belgians, the liberators of East Africa and Libya. Okay, all right. Okay, it was mainly the British, all right, but I did something, all right. Question is now, do I want to attack Vichy France? Or do I want to grab a slice of Sicily? I feel Sicily's calling me. So the objective here is to grab both sides and send all the divisions over. Ideally, if you want to min-max this, you want to aim for the south of Sicily because that way you don't have to access this sea region, but you tend to find the allies will dominate the Mediterranean, so it's usually not a big deal. Okay, we're having trouble with convoys again. So how do you get around that? Well, you basically just go to the allies and beg. 30 from the UK, 30 from USA. Yeah, I got those the wrong way around, sorry. And you know what? Also, I'll beg to France. They say no. Dutch East Indies, never asked them. Okay, that's a no too. We're definitely trying though. We can also request from the Congo too. Request 17, that's good. Be aware, requesting land lease from your puppet nation will increase their autonomy. Just an FYI. Have you got enough spies? I hope so. Okay, so they're doing Barbarossa right now. I need to do something. Because if the Soviets die, remember as I made earlier, this game will be over. There will be no more game. Meanwhile, at home, we can convert everything to mech now. Say home. Home is now the Congo. Relates to the amount of oil needed now is extremely higher. So the only place I can get it without a convoy is going to be the UK. So I grab all of it. And then I'm going to need more from USA, which has to be imported from America and sent to the UK. Then sent to the convoy. Then gone from the Congo to North Africa. Oh, man. The way trade works in Hawaii. Woo! Good times. Anyway, here we go. Extra political power, war support, legitimacy. Wow, legitimacy, that's something I need right now. Okay, maybe not. Supply is really bad, and the reason why the supply is so bad is because of our transport network. I suppose what I could do is say I don't want steel at the moment. I'm losing convoys because I'm designated convoys for this naval invasion. Man, there's just so many convoy bottlenecks in this game. More. Seems to be a recurring theme with this game, isn't it? I just keep requesting more convoys. So 30 from the UK, 30 from USA. I have 187 at the moment. So we've gained quite a lot of convoys from just pressing a button over and over and over again. Meanwhile, pressing button over and over and over again. That's right, we have 71 factories. We're a government in exile with 71 factories. Think about that for a second. It doesn't make sense, but I love it. You know, mechanized 2 is a thing. Extra hardness. Get the hardness. Higher hardness. If you have maximum hardness, please subscribe to this video. 2 civilian factories. 2. They're rookie numbers. It's actually kind of funny because I have nowhere to build at the moment. I guess I build infrastructure. Yeah, sure. Just to let you know, building infrastructure in the Congo at this stage of the game is kind of pointless, but I'm just doing it because there's nothing else to build. Because what I could do is build a railway line from here, go through this supply depot, through Africa to connect up to here, but we're not done yet. Then we have to connect this railway to here. So the point I'm getting is I've basically made a railway that connects all of West Africa to the Horn of Africa, all the way to Egypt. So, do you know, this is actually a better use of my production now, think about it. Whoa, we have 47 convoys. This always happens, this. You fix the bottleneck in your economy, and all of a sudden you've got a crap ton of convoys. I'm okay with that. Anyway, important. We need to add engineers on to our mechanized, because this gives a massive 20% boost for attacking into amphibious. And unfortunately, mechanized aren't very good at amphibious, so you need to give them a little bit of an extra boost. And we do have support equipment because we've been banking that the entire game just for those spies. Also, maxing the spy network will give us a bonus for naval invasion. I think it's not a bonus. I think it eliminates the penalty. Meanwhile, struggling with fuel again. For more fuel from America. Just to wonder as well, like, how are you getting supply from this region to this region? Well, what's happening is they're transported by rivers. So I'm replacing the rivers with the railway lines. It makes me wonder, actually, I don't really need to connect. I just presume they're going to need a train from here to here to here to here and then all the way up north. I presume it needs to be a continuous railway line, but I could be wrong, actually, because how would they put a train? How would they put a train on the river and then move that over? It doesn't actually make sense if you think about it. Okay, bold attack and logistics focus to reduce supply. It's going to go a long way. That reducing supply is big. They have a mind reducing fuel consumption. Plus, we've got our naval bombers now, sending them out. More air crews, as well as centralized control. Also, war crew surveys, and then we can start doing our doctrine. The only one we really want is going to be naval mission efficiency, which we can't afford yet because the railways worked. You can tell if you hover over one of the supply depots, it gives you like a breakdown. Oh, it doesn't show because these aren't. It's a bit weird this. So look, right now you can see it turns yellow because this is allied. It's owned by me. But then you go for this one here, it doesn't show, even though it is a continuous railroad all the way up. And then across here. Across here. Look at all the supply. It's so red. Anyway, naval invasion time. Let's go! As part of the game, you always have good naval supply in these regions. And then the boys are landing. We've got the first one landing here. Always good to move up to this location because this is like a choke point. Always counterattack into here. We've got 3 speed. A little bit slower. Might not reach there, but if not, we might have to just retreat back. But we don't want to like bottleneck ourselves in. He's pushing in. I think he's probably going to arrive before we arrive. Being that we're pushing into a mountain, yeah, he has. In that case, we'll let him counter into us. Meanwhile, pushing in the south. Gains are a bit limited because of our naval invasion penalty. To be fair with you, it ain't looking very good. The first time the UK has actually said no to our factory request. I'm going to ask again because I don't think they actually lose anything because it's off-map factories. Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well. Oh, maybe we're turning it a little bit here. Ooh, counter-attacking here is not looking good. Oh, they broke us in the north. No, it's not looking good. This is a job for Marines, unfortunately. So unfortunately, that's not gone well. I'll be honest with you, I'm actually impressed with the AI. They're actually defending the southern part of Italy way better than they ever used to. There is a way around this. It's not a good one, though. Naval reformer to gain ticking naval XP. And then with a free research slot, you're going to go for Marines. And this will give you access to a special engineer. And that engineer is a specialist at doing naval invasions. He is called a pioneer. Okay, the United Kingdom is now agreeing to our free factories. Thanks for that. Changed the mind for a very brilliant moment. I think the chance is like 90% if you've got over 100 relations. So it is most likely going to be a yes. Okay, there's a few bonuses here. The Belgium Secret Army gaining extra resistance in Belgium plus extra attack, which is really good. We also have the home, extra 3 factories. 3 factories, those are rookie numbers. Extra resistance. Exiled, host, manpower. Ticking manpower is very good. Okay, that's fine. Let's do the Belgium Legion. When you've run out of focus, you think you're done for, right? Nope, not done for. Gonna keep going, I believe. Plus training a few more divisions at home. And bring those to the Congo as well. Well, North Africa in this case. Whoa, UK! Oh, that's such a good place to land to. And they've actually took the port as well. Maybe I should be starting to land in this location. I technically prefer this location because you get to push northward from it. And if you get stuck behind the straits, you're in a bad way. But maybe the secret here is actually to land here and here. At least then you're landing on top of ports, and therefore you have no chance of losing divisions. The Belgium Legion, 3 factories, and they've lost Sicily again. So that's the 3rd time the Allies have taken Sicily and then lost it. Mechanize 2, followed naturally by Mechanize 3. Wow, we need steel. But now we need convoys. So in this case, where is Belgium then? Belgium is still considered to be here. But for some reason, I need convoys to transfer from London to London. Yeah, this game. It's the cheapest to get convoys from Sweden over it is getting from anywhere else. Oh man, make it make sense. The exile mechanics is so weird. And then we need more convoys. You know, the way it should technically work is if you're in exile, there should be a free button that gives you free convoys technically, shouldn't it? Because otherwise you're just stuck. Which is kind of a sad way of playing the game, isn't it? And you can't do nothing. That's not fun. Oh, the UK! Oh my god, the UK! Heroes! They've landed! Go! Go, 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 go! Put them on aggressive and we'll just help them push. Oh my god, British heroes. I feel patriotic right now. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, hang on, that was the French national anthem. Dun, 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 dun. Not the national anthem, but you get the idea. Request increases immigration to Congo. We obliged. What does he think he is? How about we lose manpower, but we reduce consumer goods? Yeah, whatever, I don't know. Whatever. All right, we're in a good position now, and max planning. Whoosh! They are attacking, but unfortunately they're not breaking them. Is it because they're both mountains? I think they are. Can't click that region. Don't know why the game's glitching. The supply is really bad here too. Ah, so crap. We're going to have to do logistics at this point in the game. Also, we do have 1 naval dockyard now, but we can't use it because we don't have access to a port. Now, technically what I could do is ask. France won't say yes. I could ask for Benghazi. Hey, the new capital of Belgium is Tobruk. He's so stupid. Can we ask for here and here? Yes. I guess we can build... Oh, no, we can't build here. Never mind. It's good to ask for this one, though, because it's got a bit of oil, and that kind of keeps the economy going, I guess. Ah, it's so sad that we can't break this. Supply situation, not good. We pull a few guys off the front line. Maybe we can alleviate the supply. Oh, it's bottlenecks, though. Ah, that sucks. So now we've got Mechanized 2. The hardness of the division goes up from 60% to 73%. That's a big improvement. However, the attack potential for these divisions is unfortunately very low. Hey, we have access to a port now, so we can actually start making convoys ourselves. Can we make convoys here? Nope. They have 1 building slot here, and then 2 building slots here. Is it worth to cancel these buildings and destroy them just to make naval dockyards? I can't believe I'm doing this. This is the first time in all Hoi 4 I've actually deleted a civilian factory. Makes me so dirty doing this, but here we are. Oh, we have our occupation law now, don't we? I've completely forgotten about that. But at least we've got the horses. We've thought about this in advance. So horse, and then we do colonial police, secretaries general. Colonial police generates extra resistance, but reduces requirement by minus 30%. I feel like I want to do martial law. What a very undemocratic way of controlling territory with martial law. Oh, the Allies are doing a naval invasion. I think I want to help them and join it. It does look like we're putting more pressure on them, though, but the supply situation is still awful. Look at all this red. But what we could do now to help them out is connect up this supply depot. I feel like I'm playing City Skylines here. Look at this supply situation. What is this? Okay, stop the attack a second. Staff office plan. We're going to max that planning bonus out. 3, 2, 1, and off you go. Showed a green bubble for a second then. Then it quickly changed. Okay, this guy's leveled up now to level 4. Oh, wait, hang on. He's not got the infantry leader yet. Work it towards combined arms anyway. It's on the agenda. He's become an invader, though. Naval invasion expert. So the only real way of making these divisions have a bit more bite to them is if I added on some artillery. If I don't care about speed, I could do this, and this would give an extra 50 attack. Problem is, I've not got the artillery, and I probably could do with the trucks as well. Oh dear, where's all the mechanized gone? Oh no. Do we reduce the cost of the mech too? Sure, because we're bleeding mechanized now because of the supply situation. Oh, this is making me salty. Anyway, bring the trucks back because we're going to need those for making logistics. Here we are. 101 factories as Belgium in exile. We're technically no longer in exile. I have a bit of Libya. Just a little bit. Let's not get carried away. Just a little bit of Libya. How does that compare to the rest of the world? We're actually catching up to Italy. Nowhere near the UK and Germany for obvious reasons. Bigger than Vichy France, and Vichy France exists. How stupid is that? I love it. Because the only issue now is the logistics of being in exile. All right. We've got naval bombers, so we're going to use them. Come here, start naval striking. They do big damage because there is convoy raiders here. Okay. They made a push. I will take your invitation for the push and I will counterattack. So we've got logistics companies now and the supply situation is better. Not ideal. We have more mechs. Marines is done now, so we can work towards Marine Corps. And then we can get Pioneers now at another 60 XP, which will give us access to a big amphibious attack, which is kind of redundant now because working on stuff like this. I suppose it is useful for breaking over straits. That's one thing people forget about. It's not just the amphibious invasion. It's also breaking straits like Sicily and islands. Anything with these dots on them. The dots here. Anything like that will get bonuses for amphibious attack. Okay, concentrate on this western flank here. I think we're actually going to break it. And there we go. We finally broke over it. The supply situation has gotten a lot better. Not perfect, though. Breaking that strait is not going to happen. Desperately need this now. Military service in exile, weekly manpower ticking, and exile manpower to host. And plus it gives us 10k manpower anyway, so that's really useful. Right now we're really struggling with manpower. Okay, big turnaround now. So we've got the policy for mechanized, and we've now maxed the reliability. 100%. So going over 100% reliability will not help me, but over 80 reliability, we have a chance to recover equipment that's damaged or broken down in the field. And mechanized. Yeah, there you go. We're getting recovery ones now, which helps on the losses in the long run. I think the ideal situation for my troops now is going to be based around here. I think I'm going to build a port here and then help them on this front. I'm not going to mess around here. I'm just going to attack here and see if I can break this because there's a supply depot here. Yeah, I don't need that port. Just need to connect the railway up here. I didn't connect earlier. And this front line is only being held back due to supply problems. So I'll get everyone in position. Get that planning bonus up. The Free Belgian forces give an extra attack and defense on core territory, which is so useless because the core territory of Belgium is so small. It should give you at least 30, maybe 50% even. But no. Supply is bottlenecked, so we're still going to push anyway. Being that the Vichy French troops aren't very equipped and look like there's not actually a lot of German ones here, I think we can break through here with relative ease. Meanwhile, Eastern Front, this is looking very World War II-esque. Leningrad has, not been encircled, it's actually been taken. And Moscow is in flames. Also, Stalingrad is being encroached. A little bit earlier than usual. Actually, it's 1943, so we're looking to battle Stalingrad now, aren't we? Yeah, we squeeze through the center, use the wide combat width. It's this port in the north that we need, though. We can squeeze into here and then push further northwards and squeeze into here. It's really difficult with the supply bottleneck. We have to make the best use of our planning bonus. No. Okay, they're counterattacking here. That's a really good time for me to attack. Because what we're going to do is get them when they de-org on the attack. If I push into Tunis here, I might have an opportunity to do some damage. No. Alright, okay. I think we've exhausted this. I think we need another supply depot here with a new naval dockyard. Don't like this. I'm bleeding mechanized in this position. I wonder why the AI got stuck here. Oh no, I know why. A lot of Italian troops here. I think they're aware if they lose North Africa, their underside is going to be way more vulnerable. I never realized how much of this game was going to be logistics focused. Fly's looking pretty good though. The naval dockyard is done, even though it's already oversupplied. I think it's a position to push now though. Yeah, let's do it. And they're not moving because the supply is too bad and they don't think they can push. Now you have to manually right click and then you lose all your planning bonus immediately. Well, doesn't look like we can push there. How do we fix that? Another supply depot. There's already a supply depot here. If I build a naval dockyard here, will it double up? I just don't know. We're going to find out. Oh, Britain! Damn, Britain. The saviors. The way you win this is you land here, but this is a risky move for me because I've only got a handful of divisions. If I lose more divisions, I'm donezoed. Inadvertently, I'm helping out the allies here by putting spies inside of Italy, and that makes Italy a lot weaker. Well, a lot is a bit of an exaggeration, but it definitely makes them more vulnerable to naval invasions. Okay, the front line has changed a little bit. They're making a big push towards Stalingrad. Oh, and they've taken it. Okay, historical game. However, they didn't take Moscow. Ooh, is this the most historical game? Most historical game where Belgium is in exile with 112 factories. Yes. That makes sense. Another naval base has gone down. Another one about to go down. Hopefully this will relieve the congestion in this region. Maybe, I don't know. So what you could do is if this land was occupied by another nation that doesn't originally own it, like France, I could ask for it. And I could say basically don't move troops into this region and keep the allies out and they will leave. I can't do that though because this is technically owned by France and it was owned by France at the start of the game. So we're not really taking it back. They kind of already own it. Go for Pioneers, which gives us that big amphibious attack bonus. Do I care about that now? Not right this very second, no, but I'm going to do it anyway. Naval base complete. So it doesn't build a naval base here, and it does show, but it's not increased the capacity at all, so that was a complete waste of time. What I need to do in this circumstance is increase the railway levels. So right now, this port is a level 6, so what I could do is improve this 2 levels, here, here, and here. Technically here too, and that would then increase the capacity if all of the supply went to this port in Tripoli. So it's the capacity that's the problem, but then spreading it out over more naval dockyards would make a difference. Oh, and they repelled the attack in Stalingrad. So the difference might be here is that we're doing so much damage to Italy. Germany has to bring divisions to attack and hold pin these front lines. Or it might be the opposite. Italy can't designate as many troops to this specific front line and to the east. So regardless of that, just by us nipping and biting at the heels of the Axis, we are actually helping the war effort against the Soviet Union, which is our ally in this timeline. Remember when the Soviet Union was the good guy? That was all of 5 minutes, wasn't it? Anyway, here's a few guns. Send them over. Sending arms for Ukraine. I mean Russia. Lol. All right, supply situation is better in this one port, but nowhere else. The war for supply. The last 3 railways are about to complete, and hopefully supplies will go from Tripoli now. They won't come all the way from Egypt. 3, 2, 1. I won't be complete until 13th of January. Okay, a bit longer. Boom. And it's not made any difference because supply is still coming from further. It might be coming from here. So we'd have to improve supply all the way along. Okay, if you say so. I don't really want to do that, and that's not my ideal configuration, but I'm going to do it anyway, because otherwise we'll get stuck here forever. Welcome to Supply Hoi 4. Hearts of Supply. All right, boom, let's go. Making a push now. The supply situation is less congested. Less supply jam. Less of a traffic jam, and more of movement of traffic. Yes, traffic. Okay, that actually resulted in me losing land, not gaining it. Build a port here. Can't build one here. Oh, I've already got a port there. Guess I could build one here and here, maybe. Oh, we're really pushing at what we can do here. I'm trying my absolute best to get through this traffic jam. Dave, just paradrop over the top of it. Dave, just naval invade behind you. I'd still have no supply. Please stop asking for stuff like that. Please. Still have no supply. 2 off-map naval dockyards. You know what? That would have been very useful at the very start of the game. And then I have to have that disappointment feeling of like, oh, I'm actually getting these to lose them. And we have kind of completed our focus tree if we wanted to invest in Air Force or Navy, which I don't want to do. The Uranium Development Trust. Do I trust the Congolese with uranium? Okay, that's the adjustment we're going to make. Artillery, mechanized. More soft attack bite to it now, and hopefully a little bit more attack potential. Surprised I've got the equipment for it, but I do. So let's do it. Okay, also what we're going to do is we realize we have to break a specific point. So I'm going to use a spearhead order and do a staff office plan. Mechanized 3 is here, giving an incredibly high amount of hardness. What's the hardness on this? 82.5%. How very precise It's sad as a minor power that you don't really have access to enough production experimental facilities, because helicopters would be really amazing right now. But then balancing the micro of that probably would give me a headache, so maybe not. Wow, we have a D-Day. Let's go! America and USA landing exactly where D-Day landed as well. Oh, historical game, boys! And it looks like they're actually going to land. Oh man, I'm actually kind of excited. The hype of a historical game. Wait, hang on. I'm a little bit repelled. Okay, never mind. Not a historical game. The D-Day landings were a success. Oh no! They tried, boys. They tried. Oh, Brits have broken the strait. Allies are making so many divisions today. Meanwhile, we were waiting for the railway to be constructed. Now it's at level 3, and it doesn't seem to have made any difference to the supply situation here. Oh well. Well, I'm making a little attack here. That might make the difference. Enemy attacks using cast. Oh, that actually is slowing us down. Oh, not that many, though. This is the kind of attack that doesn't look like you're winning, but over the long run, you'll slowly start to break them apart. Maybe the cast is making all the difference here. Oh! All right, okay. Continue the attack. Keep going here. Guys, no, attack here. And breaking this is going to be actually the point where we can go. Yeah, this is it, because this has access to a port. And now the supply situation is going to be very bad for the Axis. Oh, there's a port here too. Oh, it's a supply depot. Okay, we'll add a railway to that. Mechanized 3. Break 'em, boys. We've run out of fuel. America, help us up. Subsidize. In this situation, I just want to break for the next port immediately. Just keep going. They've been de-orged. The fighting capabilities are going to be super low. Oh, there's so many divisions. And I've broken through here now. Oh, I feel slightly overextended, though. I have to be very careful here. I'm going to be in a really bad state if I'm not careful. Anyway, go here and then push for the next one. Yeah, just keep going. Again, here. All the way across. And keep going. This will have a domino effect because I've broken the supply in the north, and that's where most of the supplies from north to south. And now a lot of these divisions are going to feel super stranded. And probably push across the desert as well, blocking on all these divisions to the east and west. Yep, there we go. Ah, that is just amazing and brutal at the same time. And then go for all man now. Just keep going. Aggressive. Keep going, lads. Most of them aren't even assigned to the front line. Okay, I'll admit I got entrenched there for a long time, and I really didn't like where that was going, but you know what, we've broken through in the end, so it's a win-win. And then they're all stranded, all these divisions here. They've got one supply depot, but it's not connected to any hubs or anything. We actually went so fast there, we actually overrun them. Oh, wow, okay. Now there's wins, and then there's wins, and this is a win. Italians getting desperate now, like, oh no, what have we done? This is usually a tricky bit to break, but right now there's not as many divisions here and we've got momentum on our side, so I think this is a win too. Quite easy to get overextended though, so just keep going. I think that's it. I think we've got them. Just got to take Casablanca, and they're all bunching up here. Have to attack from multiple angles. Yep, 2 angles here. Then the 3rd angle. Africa has been de-axified. GG. That was pretty hard work. However, very rewarding at the very end. Let's see how many divisions we actually nipped there. It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? Italians have lost 268,000 to Belgium. And I'm not even the list for Germans. So that's it. Yeah, 500,000. Could be more, though, based on, I don't know, other members of the Axis. There's quite a lot of Hungarians have been in this front line, haven't they? Trapped in the mountains of Morocco. Putting up a big fight, too, but not much left now. And that's it. Boom. Let's look at the numbers now. Germany, not on the list. Italy, I've killed 376,000, almost 500,000. Belgium, 177,000 Hungarian casualties in North Africa. Insane. Vichy France lost 133,000. 187,000 Romanians in North Africa. Okay, so, wow. Germany did not attend this North African campaign, but all of the Axis did. It's been a long time coming, but combined arms expert, 15% extra defense is massive. Plus, we can go down the assault path north and left, getting extra planning. And we're low on convoys again. America, no. Yes. 30 convoys. And also, Congo, which is no longer called Congo. It's called the Afro-Socialist State of the Congo. Throughout the remainder of the game, I'll be referring to it as that. All right, where do we go now? Let's select a single... Everyone come back to here. And then a single division. I'll say 2 divisions, shall we? We'll make a naval invasion from here to here and here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just a few divisions, and now I'm not like over committing myself. Okay, we're behind on convoys again. Germany has declared war on the Afro-Socialist state of the Congo. Good to know. Let us know you keep us up to date on that. Thanks for that. Naval invasion time. Can we land into Sardinia? Maybe. These are long, drawn-out battles. And the reason why they're so long is because they can't do much damage to us due to the fact that our hardness is so high. Hardness? High? How many times have I said that in the video so far? And please comment below how many times I've said it. Hardness, very high. And the result is... Oh, I really don't even want to land here now. The org is so low. I lose a division. Okay. That is always the risk, you know, when you start doing these naval invasions, you know. One bit lands and then another bit doesn't. And particularly if you land with low org, you insta-die as well. I love naval invasions. You know, you think with how many factories I've got right now, I'd have the full capabilities of my industry, but I actually don't. I actually still do feel like I've got one hand tied behind my back. Mechanized production is pretty good. 57 mils on mechanized. Okay, we'll send 6 divisions this time. No more half measures. I think it's kind of funny how here you only get 4 oil, but if you max the infrastructure, you get 9 oil. I mean, that's pretty sweet, right? What if we could change our laws here to get more factories here? So martial law gives local resources, but no factories. Secret police gives 5% factories. Harsh quotas gives 25% factories. You do have colonial police. That's kind of pointless, to be honest with you, because I'm not getting anything I need. There's not even that many factories in there to care about it. We'll do local autonomy now and build a compliance. Love how the African campaign's pretty much over right now, but the only battles still going on are right next to my Congo here for Vichy France and this little pocket as well. Meanwhile, in the east, oh, the Germans are actually losing. I expected a full German campaign where they're going to obliterate them, but they still are holding on. Oh, I'm so happy for that, because otherwise this game would be a write-off. Meanwhile, Britain's landed. I think that is the dying breath of Italy. Am I going to even land into Sardinia before the Civil War kicks off? Let's go! Naval invasion time. Landing in the south and the west this time. Immediately land. Immediately push. Immediately go right as well. Ah, there we go. GG. GG. Go, go, go. I'm going to grab the north, though, because that's where the port is. No port, no supply. GG. And then push into the north, too. Push over the strait. Strait penalty is 64%. Probably would be almost near 90 if it wasn't for the pioneers. Oh, and we break it. Nice. That's so nice to see when you can actually make offensives. Oh, they've landed in the south. And I have to help them. I'm not going to make an attack from this position. I'm just going to land and just hold out and help them. But man, they've landed with so many troops. From this position, this is not good because you've landed and you just need to kind of break out from this position. You technically need this port here and this port here just to alleviate supply. The hardest part is being able to commit enough divisions. And if you've not got the supply, you'll never be able to commit. Oh, this is owned by Belgium. That's the beauty of doing a naval invasion too. It's owned by you, officially. Yeah, I've entered the pocket of the allies here with no supply. Every time I make an attack, the org is so low that I can't even move. Alright, okay, well, pushing into there feels a bit silly. But here is looking very good, so we're going to change front lines. Can you imagine just me and ally announcing this to the Allied High Command? Like, your front line is not working, your offensive isn't working. I've decided I'm not committing to this front line anymore. What? There's got to be a situation you get more supply on these front lines. No, there's not. The boys have arrived. Once again, the only way I can make any kind of attacks from this position is max planning. Staff office plan? Every time. All right. Whoosh. Okay, we're making some difference, I suppose. I don't think right now if there'll be any potential for me to have any aircraft industry, but it doesn't look like it. All right, okay, never mind. We made a push. Took time, but we managed it. I'd super feel confident just to break across the north here, but I can't. I don't feel confident enough to do it because I don't have that many divisions to lose once again. Allies in this region. Meanwhile, in the east, Germans make an offensive towards Moscow again, making ground. However, still far from Stalingrad. Pocket in the south of France, not looking too good now. Meanwhile, pushing into Italy. What's my contribution to this? So I'm a government in exile right now. My contribution is 4%. You know, for a government in exile, that ain't too bad. Okay, the Allies have a lot of planes too. So maybe if I made a few bombers now, I'll be okay. So we'll go for... We'll make a modified version of this. We'll basically make it with double bomb locks. Like a triple bomb lock, maybe? So super range, triple bomb lock. It's so stupid it might work. And then we assign 25 on that. Need the aluminium though. Which is difficult because there's not a lot of aluminium left. Oh, United States. No, hang on. No. Why is the United States not giving as much aluminium? What's going on there? Do we need to boost relations? Okay, slight change of plan. I'm actually going to change the front line over just so we can close this pocket. And once again, it's another matter of moving here just to alleviate supply. And push. Pushing through the north is what you really want to do to grab those ports. Pushing through the middle of Italy is pointless because mountains and more mountains and more mountains. There we go. Okay, we've helped out. We actually made an impact now. And then the final encirclement. So the question is, when you click the decision, where are these factories coming from? I just don't know. They're off map. That means they're not given or taken from anyone. If they say yes, I don't know what the penalty is for Britain. Maybe I'm sapping some of their resources here, their factories maybe. But remember, I have 143 factories and they've got like 200. So I don't know. Figure that out. Don't usually push for the middle of Italy because of the mountain range, but I feel like I just want to alleviate these guys who have been pushing into this mountain range for a bajillion years. I am going to go for a service by requirement here. I don't think I'm going to gain much manpower. It says eligible manpower per day is 0. Okay. I don't think this is going to help me. One of the issues of it being a government in exile, you have no manpower. I'm gaining weekly manpower of 250, I guess. I should be thankful for that. And I am thankful for that. I really am. It's just, once again, not enough to really to use. When you run out of manpower, you kind of like, oh, I guess that's it. I could request garrison support. What I do is I take more states. Okay, it won't give me any states. If you want to know if they're going to accept, by the way, if you click them, it turns from the tick here to the check to the cross. Cross means they'll say no. It's because our contribution isn't high enough, so they don't want to say yes. Yeah, okay, that's pointless. But what I could do is ask my government in exile here, and they'll give me 100k manpower, which is good. Which immediately gets lost because it gets fed into my states. Christ, what do I do here? There is a chance. Hang on, how much manpower am I losing from occupied states? I'm losing 32k. It's just no, is it? It's nothing. It's peanuts. Change the local police force, get a little bit of manpower back. Even when I bank the manpower, I'm still in this situation. How insane is that? So none of these give me manpower. There's always one resource that you're kind of lacking in an Exiled game, and in this circumstance, it's manpower. There's just no way of getting it. I suppose this would be an opportunity. I have to cancel those divisions. This would be an opportunity to make divisions inside the Congo, I guess. But then I have a problem where I'm going to be potentially giving them autonomy. There's an issue. I was training 3 divisions in Britain, so I've stopped doing that now. So maybe that'll help things. Okay, we're holding half of Italy here. We're right near Rome. I think we have to take Rome to progress further. What I'd like to do is make a front line here and then try and push on Rome with all my divisions combined. I realize probably the optimal strategy, if these are a throwaway unit, is to go for non-strategic materials because it reduces aluminium cost. However, it classes this as a completely different aircraft. I wonder why. Okay, we have a D-Day that seems to be failing. Attack on the south of France, which is failing. All right, we're in the south. Whoosh. So for some reason, sometimes they want to attack the northern flank. Can we like tell them to only attack the southern one, please? Yeah, there we go. Only attack the south. Now, there we go. Concentrate all the firepower. Showing a green bubble. Britain's starting to say, you've got enough factories now. I don't think you need any more. We've propelled you to a major power, even though you're in exile, which is pretty wacky if you think about it. All right, I have close air support. Not a lot, though. Don't get too excited. We're actually breaking them. It's hills, so it is doable. Sometimes it's quite difficult to tell the terrain types in this game. Like, is this a mountain or is this a hill? Hills, 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 mountain, mountains. These are pretty clear. I suppose you start to learn that this one looks like a hill, doesn't it? But it's actually a mountain. All right, the south's broken. Now pushing on Rome. We're going Rome, boys. And then we can skirt around the south to go. We might be doing the exact same thing in Italy here as we did inside of North Africa. Oh, and we actually are. This is actually insane. Oh, my goodness. Humiliation. Humiliation. All right, everyone in the north, get into position. Off you go. Oosh. Oh, my goodness. The Belgium divisions are amazing. Oh, it's become my color. I got the puppet. I got the puppet. I have Italy as a puppet. And I have got Belgium. Congo as a puppet. I'm in exile. I don't even exist. I'm not a real thing. That's so stupid. I love it. Oh, I love this game. The UK keeps rejecting our free factories now. It's like, don't think you need those factories anymore. Okay, is that the last of Italy? Nope, well, actually quite big, actually. It's actually amazing to see how well they're just chewing through divisions on the front. Meanwhile, in the east, how are things going? They've taken Moscow. That's bad. That's bad. And they're starting to encroach on Stalingrad for a second time. However, I like how much gains we're making against Italy. I think we might be able to steer the war in our direction. Yep, and Italy's capped. That's good. So the next one to cap would be France. Evil France, not good France. Evil France. France 2.0. Such a shame I don't have that additional manpower, isn't it? With additional manpower, I have the ability to train a bunch more divisions. Can you imagine if I could train as many as I could? And I can. I could have 2 full armies of these mechanized units. I just can't do it because I've not got the manpower. Oh, that makes me very sad. My puppet nation has more factories than me. even taking advantage of the exploit, he still has more factories than me. Oh, dear. I didn't get the pop-up asking if I wanted to transfer my land. I still give it to me. Oh, by the way, I'm running a mod that allows me to have the same color as the puppet nation. The puppet nation will adopt the same color as the master nation. That's why it's all become Belgium yellow. Oh, an encirclement. Oh, and it's a beauty too. Accidental encirclements are the best. Pure mech build, very strong. And now we're encroaching on Vichy France, getting them capped. Once again, when you cap a member of the Axis, you're in a position where they've lost a handful of divisions. Sometimes 10 divisions makes a massive difference. So this situation now is going to look a lot better for us in the east. So my advice is knock out Germany, knock out all the puppet nations, like take out Vichy France, take out Italy, take out all the Balkans nations, and then eventually you'll see that the power of the Axis will dwindle. Even those crap divisions that aren't really contributing much to the war will make a massive difference overall. Okay, this is very risky behavior, but I'm beelining here to the new capital of Vichy. Potential for mistake happening here very high. Impatience is ignited. Okay, the capital's been taken as well, so that's not good either. We have spies. And of course, you know where they're going to go. That's it. Vichy France has been capped. I'd like to have seen how many divisions they actually lost there. They're showing 6 to 16. I imagine they probably had at least 50, so at least 30 or 40 has been lost. And of course, now there's another front line that the Axis have got to cover, so it's very difficult to hold this point. It's a shame that Greece isn't still around, because this would be a really good point to push into the Balkans. Hang on, wait, hang on. Never mind. Balkans are already open. Another theater of war, and it is the Balkans. Okay, what I'd like to do is now build inside of Italy. And then what I can do with Italy is reduce their autonomy down to an integrated puppet as well. And then start to pull back factories from them. Oh, this game is stupid. I'm loving it. All right, push. I think the Allied Air Force is probably helping us here. No, it's not. Oh, there's a puppet nation here. There's Greater Albania. Controls Kosovo. That upsets me greatly. Albania's gone? Oh, hang on. Are we considered a minor power now? We're actually a major power. Belgium is a major power. A major power in exile. Get to liberate Greece too. You know what, actually, liberating Greece is going to be my primary objective, actually. Condenses the front line and makes it a bit easier. Just realized this general has 11 in planning, which is not actually possible, by the way, because 10 is the cap. It just means he's leveled up and gained an extra point in that. Doesn't make any difference, though, because he can't use that point anyway. Oh, we have a D-Day. A triple D-Day. Here, and here. And it's knocking out the puppet nations. Okay, and they're holding really strong in the east, too. Pushing way east of Moscow. But what does it even matter in the situation? Nope. And that means I'm going to do a staff office plan in the Balkans and push further north. I can knock out Bulgaria. I mean, I've knocked out Italy. With a whole lot of help from Britain, I'll admit. I did help out massively in Libya and Ethiopia, but I'll admit Britain was all on that. I definitely was the kingmaker in Northwest Africa, Libya and Algeria. Definitely. That breakthrough was massive. I would definitely take credit for the Italian front too. And also this push onto Vichy too. That was me as well. And I think I can quite happily say that this push on Bulgaria is all me as well. I'll take Albania too as well. Why not? The last breaths of Bulgaria. Here, and here. Go, go, go. Oh, and I'm seeing the Soviet Union. The Allies and the Comintern have joined fronts. Well, I admit, the investment I made into close air support was a complete waste of money. I feel like I'm losing more of those than I'm actually gaining. Once again, I feel like joining the air war late game is just kind of like not a thing. The three fronts have been unified. It just said Belgium had capitulated. I think it was the puppet state of Belgium. And I have manpower! Oh, damn! Train them! Train more troops! Okay, we know what we'll do is we'll train enough for a full army. So we've got 11 divisions, so another 13. Then we convert them over to the mechanized. Oh, the supply is so bad. Why? Oh, it's not connected. Oh, that's why. 3, 2, 1. The railway is connected. And supply has arrived. Push. Oh, they've just completely pulled out of Romania. Oh, and we've got a cap. My contribution is 0%, so I'm just going to back out of that. Don't know. So China took 22 states. Oh! Okay, that was the end of Japan. Well, I guess we're getting a full Axis dunk on this game then. Oh, it's October 1945. So the Germans have outlived the Japanese. Can't say the same about the Romanians, though. Oh my god, we actually have a homeland. Romania is hold on by a thread, 100%, and they've capped. Whew, dismantled. Okay, I really actually don't want to be here anymore. I actually want to go back to... I think this campaign needs to be concluded with me returning to Belgium, right? I thought I'd be able to connect the front lines up here, but they've actually lost ground here in the south of France. Anyway, regardless, go here. Actually, no, go to Belgium. Go to Belgium. Surprising, though, even though I'm back, well, actually not fully uncapitulated, but I've got the option to still ask for factories. And because I'm so greedy, I will take those factories. The greed will be the death of me. Convert all the new divisions to mechs. And do we have enough mechanized to do this? Mechanized requirement? Yes, we do. By a long shot. Wow, we've got so much mech. I couldn't even make these divisions even bigger. Nah, 25 combat worth is my beauty. I love 25 combat worth. And if you want to know why I do 25 combat worth, I made a video about it. It is locked behind members. If you want to become a member, click on the join button below the video, and you get access to a bunch of my live stream VODs as well. Some of the old goodies. Optional. You do not have to. Whenever I see the Allies pushing into France to liberate them, there's a part of me deep down in my heart that's like, you know what? I actually don't want to liberate France. I kind of want to do my own thing. And that's what I will do. I'm going to liberate Belgium. All right, everyone get onto the front. Need to wait for reinforcements, though, because they are still training troops. I think you can increase that by doing this continuous focus. We just need to wait for them to reinforce. 36% strength. 46. I realize I have to defend my puppet, don't I? You know what? I actually don't care that much about Italy. 76 strength. God, they're upgrading a lot slower than I remember. I do think that when I actually initialize this attack and push, I think that'll be the final death blow. How are things going in these? Oh! Things have massively changed. The counterattack from Stalingrad was brutal, but the front line in Moscow still holds. So Italy gone, Albania gone, Bulgaria gone, Croatia's gone too. Romania's gone. Just got some of the puppet states as well as Hungary. Oh, and Vichy France is back. They classes? No, they're not actually back. They have to be 80% uncapitulated. There we go, 100% strength. Let's go. Whoosh. And once again, with the hardness being as high as it actually is, let's just actually check what the hardness is. This is the best division we've got. Hardness is 77%. That's very high. Usually the AI doesn't make divisions based on hardness, so these divisions are hard to break. Even if you do make a division with lots of anti-tank guns, for instance, or piercing on tanks, it's still so difficult to break divisions like this. So even if you set up a system where you could take advantage of it, it's still difficult to pull off. Does that class as I'm no longer in exile? It does. It does. And I've lost the ability to gain free factories. No! Oh, well. We actually make a break here where there's no troops on the front line, so you just get to make a free push. I always like to push from my territory into their territory, meaning I will have direct ownership of it. You have to keep redrawing the front lines, though, otherwise it won't work. Spread the yellow. We've spread the yellow here. We've spread the yellow here. We've spread the yellow here. More yellow. Public recognition of the Danish exile government. Okay, for some reason I read that as Belgium exile government. I'm like, I'm not in exile anymore. And at the same time, it's caused Yugoslavia to make a breakout. Vichy France is surrounded. Made a break from the west wall to east. East to west conjoined up. Redraw the front lines again. Soviets are making a massive encirclement, but they've still not taken back Moscow. And we break through the Sudeten like there's nothing there. Once again, I found like hardness counters forts really well too. Well, it all depends on the divisions, I suppose. If you're sitting on the forts with big hard attack divisions, I suppose that won't make any difference anyway, will it? Push for Berlin. Vienna's already been taken. Germany is over halfway. Logistics 4. Wow. Let's get that supply down. Hey, we have our first land warfare facility. Destroy it. Experimental technology. How about conventional technology? We finally get to max our doctrines out. You know what's actually interesting? If you look at the map of when Germany surrendered in World War II, of what territory they still own, there's like pockets all around Europe. But like the massive girth of Germany in the inside's all been occupied by the Allies and the Comintern. All right, capital's fallen. They're 83%. It's really funny to see the way the Germans are losing. Because surprisingly, this area was still occupied by Germany, actually. The Baltics. Hamburg is the capital. Mr. H is still in charge. How? They're like, guys, I can definitely turn this war around. It's definitely not over. Ooh, I'm not so sure about that. It's actually insane to see how much land you have to take to make them cap. 86%. The contribution is 9%. Come on, that's it now. That has got to be it. Another special facility. Destroy it. We don't need that German technology. I guess it's kind of strange. Oh, there we go. They're finally capped. Who's the major now? Hungary. Oh, no. And they've actually become a puppet of Germany, which is something I see quite often in my games now. It must be something to do with the new focus tree. Yeah, they become a puppet. How can you be a puppet of a nation and then still technically be alive after the master's been dismantled? I don't know, but it's done now. Anyway, what was my contribution? Have a look. Capitulated. Biggest losses. 19 million for Germany. And I inflicted 835k. I think I hurt Italy more, though. I did, but only by 30,000. The Italians that hurt me the most. 165k. A lot of that was in North Africa. I suppose some of that was on the Italian peninsula as well. Surprisingly, though, this land is technically not a part of us. I'm gonna ask for this territory. Listen, I contributed to this war, okay? I made an effort. I pulled my weight, okay? I deserve to reap some of the benefits of this war, okay? Suppose you've got two big decisions to make, really. Do you take advantage of the navies to actually have a proper navy as Belgium? Ah, boo. And we're gonna actually have a navy off the back of this. That's it. I don't think I've got any more contribution. No, I'm done now. I'm done. I hope you're ready for this. Ah, what is this? Oh, I can't believe it. We're here. Oh, it's so stupid. I like how we ended the game with 213 convoys. And I imagine most of those are British. Oh, they class us all as my nationality. Oh, no, there is. 213 of them are British. 213 of them are... What is happening? How did the Allies and the Axis look like? This is how they ended up. Austria decided to remain neutral. Pretty ugly, the fact they take Vienna as a puppet state. Soviets, come on. Borders, come on. Borders. Still have a fascist Yugoslavia. I'm confused. I still have access to my spies. We're still at war? There is a war. Yeah, we're... The Allies are at war with Iran. It's actually kind of cool to see the Soviet Union has taken all of these as puppets, so they've all got the same color as the Soviet Union. That is actually kind of cool. Literally West versus East. That's actually really cool. Soviet Union has gone to war with the Chinese United Front. A very strong Chinese United Front as well. As they did win the war against Japan incredibly early and take all of Indochina. Indochina, actual China. I love this. United Kingdom wants us to help in their war efforts. Allies. Unbelievably huge list. List goes on forever. Enemies. Iran. Okay. Belgium, Italy can be annexed. And then the final push is to go for house quotas, which is 25% of the factories. Increasing the factory count for the very end of the game. And this is what we own, by the way. Can't annex the Congo, unfortunately, because they made them a permanent integrated puppet. It's a shame you can't override that in game, though. That's sad. However, we are reaping the rewards of all the factories that they've got. It shows they've only got 12 civs and 4 naval dockyards, which isn't actually true. They've got a lot more than that. If you look through them, look at all their states. Look at this state. This one here, this one here, this one. Oh my God, so many factories. It's just that they have to give all of them to Belgium based on the focus tree buffs that I've gone for. Anyway, we end the game with a total of 177 factories. So the ones in exile that I gained from being in exile government, I get to keep permanently, which is also weird because they're off map. They're not a part of the map. They're somewhere else. They're like up here. See this E here? This is where they are. It doesn't make sense, but I love it. Which 277 factories, how does that compare us? Let's have a look. Open the ledger. This is a mod, by the way. Factory counts. So the United States is 651. Soviet Union of 460. United Kingdom at 345. And that puts us 4th place at 285 factories. That's so stupid. Well, I did tell you there'd be a lot of factories. And I'll tell you what, guys, being in exile is not fun, all right? And if it wasn't for the manpower glitch I did earlier and the unlimited factories, this campaign would have been an absolute slog. It would have been me just watching the screen. I'd be spectating. I'll be going full Drew Durnall mode. I love Drew, by the way. Guys, if you enjoy my content and you want to support me further and you want access to these videos early, feel free to click on the join button below the video. With that, you're getting access to all my live stream VODs as well to see unedited content in full that you can sleep to. I hope you sleep well. And if your name is on screen right now, that means you are one of those members. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. You're the best. Apart from that, guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.